cookies. We're going to do the same bus route up to Camarca. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
To the Camarca. We have the bus drivers lined up. We're going to be asking people, and I'll get into some dates and times and stuff here, to bring goodies to put into the Easter bag. And we're doing 600 hard-boiled eggs.
Oh, wow.
So
that's a lot of eggs.
Yeah, and I need to brag for a minute. I'm just really proud of my rabbi who owns the bakery, because can you imagine hard-boiling 600 eggs on a little saucepan at home?
No.
Might take a couple days and a lot of gas.
Can't even. Yeah.
We have the big, huge bowls that we boil our bagels in. So the rabbi has volunteered to boil hard-boil all 600 eggs. So we're getting the eggs. We're buying the eggs from some farm, so they're kosher. So we're okay with that. And they're going to get them to us a day or so before they need them, and we're going to hard-boil all 600.
So is someone going to sit there and like decorate?
That's going to be on another day.
Okay.
That's the one thing we can do to keep within the kosher structure and all that. We can hard-boil the eggs, and then they go to Mona Lisa's house. But it starts with this coming Tuesday at the market.
Right.
ACCB will have a booth. Okay. This booth will be for our duck race.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah. So we're having a duck race. And then, and I'll come back to that, and then on the wine tasting is the 19th?
The 20th?
Or the 24th?
24th is the wine tasting.
So the 24th is the wine tasting at the Boulder. And at the wine tasting, it costs $15, and you're going to get 5 tastes of wine. Is that correct? Or 5 choices?
5 glasses of wine. We're going to be very liberal with the wine, so it's not like, oh, you got your taste, you're done. No. It's going to be like, leave happy and full and fun. And
have a designated
going to be a good time.
Yeah. And then at that wine tasting party, we're asking everybody to bring toys for kids under 3, baby blankets, cookies if they want to bring, any wrapped candy, anything, use your imagination, that would fit into an Easter basket.
How big are the baskets? Roughly 6, 8, 10 inches? What?
I haven't personally seen it, but I would imagine that
it's a standard.
Yeah, it's a standard bag that that we probably that we did the cookies in. Same.
So
size.
someone can basically go out to like the dollar store and buy a giant bag of candy, or if you're a Price Mart.
Yeah.
I know they sell the bags of, because we did it for our charity. There's giant bags of mixed lollipops, candy, gum, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was only like $10 maybe.
Yeah.
So you should hopefully have no problem getting the things that you guys need and want for the Easter basket.
Right.
Everyone, all kids love an Easter basket.
Yeah. And then they're going to have another day. We're delivering them the 27th. That's a Monday. So I think it's the.
Are you sure?
No. Let me look at my
See, well, we all look at our phones.
There's too many dates. I mean,
it's Saturday. 27th.
Okay,
is
so the
Saturday.
29th is when we're delivering them. Okay, the 29th.
Yeah, 29th,
Monday.
29th, yeah.
It's a Monday. So the 29th is when we're actually delivering them. So the wine party is on the 20. Is it a Wednesday?
24th of Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay,
Yeah,
now it's making
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
The 26th, which is a Friday, ACCB members are going to Mona Lisa's house to do all the decorating of the eggs. So we're baking them on like Wednesday. We're getting all the stuff on Wednesday at the wine tasting. So we'll have everything, and then Friday we put all the bags together, and then Monday we deliver. Okay, so now
who's Mona Lisa?
Mona Lisa is one of our new members, and she is so creative and so artistic and
Amazing woman.
yeah.
Amazing.
I've done a couple. I did a bus ride with her once, and I mean even just her cookies and stuff.
She's I think she's a professional clown. Like went to the clown college and everything.
Yeah.
She does animal balloons.
And that is a thing, by the way. In
Yeah.
case you're all wondering out there, there is a clown.
You ever tried to
clown
blow up one of
college.
those balloons?
Yeah, no, I
Dang
get about halfway and then I get lightheaded.
Dang
And then
near
the balloon
impossible.
slips out and everyone thinks I farted. It never works out. It just never works out.
So my producer, my producer, Linda Hart, just sent me a message.
Hi,
It
Linda.
said-
I know you're listening.
It said that we're using lunch-size bags.
Okay,
And there'll be
cool.
plastic. We can also have plastic bags filled with any wrapped candy, or people can bring that also, and we'll just use that as a gift. Okay, so now,
Thank you, Linda, for that clarification.
Now,
And
how
you
do
look
we-
very nice, by the way.
how do we pay for all this?
Yeah, how do
Okay.
we pay for all of this?
It's called a duck race.
Ah, here we go.
All right, and I don't know if any of you have been involved in a duck race. I know Chris has. Just watching all this planning, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So,
Well, let's pretend nobody here knows what a duck
Right.
race is.
so a duck race is a little plastic duck about 4 inches long, with a balloon tied to it, which makes it go down the river a little faster.
Okay.
And we are going to have a total of 200 ducks.
200 little ducks.
200
Like
little-
rubber duckies
Yeah.
that float in the bathtub.
the river.
That kind of
That
thing.
type of
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 preliminary races. There'll be 40 ducks on each race.
It's like heats.
Right.
Yeah.
They will be dropped out of a box, 40 at a time, into the river, race number 1. Then after that race is over, race number 2. We are going to GoPro the race in the river,
Uh-huh.
and everyone will be at tap out watching the race on the
screen.
TV.
Yeah.
So you can drink, yell for your duck, yell for the other duck to get stuck, whatever you want to do.
I got a stuck duck.
Yeah. And there'll be 5 preliminary races, and then the winner, whoever wins, whichever duck wins the preliminary race, gets their entry fee back. That's the prize for winning
Okay.
the
Alright.
preliminary race.
Okay.
Then the 5 ducks that won will have a final race. And the winner of that race will receive 10% of what we have taken in.
All right. Well, I've got a couple of ducking questions for you.
Okay.
Now, can you enter your own duck? Can you say if I happen to just have a rubber duck laying in my house and I want to do this, is that something that anyone can do? Enter
No.
that race?
No, because knowing you the way I know you, it's probably got a motorized little.
Where do those propellers come from?
It's tied to a drone.
Yeah.
It just flies it there.
And can you decorate your duck with like racing stripes?
So
and-
the ducks will have numbers on them. They'll be different colors. The balloons will have the number of the duck and the name.
the names.
Each duck has a name.
Oh.
Its own name.
Yeah, each duck has its own name. It was Mona Lisa came up with 200 names. It was kind of cool
Oh,
how
wow.
she did that. So, what does it cost? It's real simple. $10 buys you the duck.
Right.
So, you may want to buy 1 duck. You may want to buy 1 duck in each race.
Yeah.
If you want to come down and buy 200 ducks, it's $2,000.
You'll definitely win, though.
We'll buy you a beer, call it a day, go home.
And you'll definitely win.
Right. So, and yeah, well, you'll win $200.
Yeah.
It's your 10%. So if we sell out all the races, the winner's going to get $200.
Cool.
So Tuesday's market, we're going to have a table. It'll be right outside, actually right next to Rotary, where they sit outside. It will be our spot. And we're going to do taking bets. If anybody wants to do a pre-bet, because we've had lots of people say to us, we're not going to be in town that day, or we have other functions or whatever the case may be, and we like to bet. So Tuesday is the pre-betting day. You come in, you will pick. We're gonna sell out each race before we go to the next, so we don't have 2 ducks only running in the last race.
Right. Yeah.
So you'll pick the duck that's available, pay your money, and we'll give you a receipt that is good that shows your name, the duck's name, what race you're in, so on and so forth. The receipt you get, which is being printed up, with I forgot one thing. There's a $5 entry fee to get in, okay, besides the duck. With your $5 entry fee and your proof of a duck purchase, which will be on your receipt, you get a
free drink.
I mean, were there limits or what?
Yeah.
So what are there going to be their choices basically?
we'll give you whatever. We're gonna have we're gonna have something for everybody. If you don't like alcohol, we'll have something for you. If you like something fruity with alcohol, we got something for you. If you like
I know you
a
got
beer,
those world famous margaritas.
yes, there's something for everybody. So
Yeah, cool.
I want to throw out two things about the duck race. There's probably people that are like, "Oh, we're polluting the river." No, okay. We do have a net. We have two people down there that will be catching all of the ducks, so you don't have to worry about.
They're not going to show up in David.
And there could be little
See
happy children
from
in Delega saying, "Look at this."
Yeah.
The other thing is, and Mark may kill me for saying this, due to the nature of how we're streaming this, I just realized this. You could watch it at home. So if you are still afraid to go out, you could buy your duck in advance
And just watch.
and watch it from YouTube at home.
So the duck races will be streaming live.
It'll be streaming to YouTube,
Okay.
which we'll be showing in Tap Out. So in theory, if you want to be involved, but you still
Don't
you don't want
wanna
to
go
wait
out,
for you don't want to go out, you can
Watch some TV.
you can watch it from your house and buy a duck in advance.
And we did forget one thing that's kind of important. When is it?
Oh, yeah.
The duck race is Friday,
Next Friday,
the
next Friday, the
19th, next
19th.
Friday. And it's from 2 o'clock until 5 o'clock.
Correct.
And
Doors open at 1. The race kicks out. Registration 1:30. Everything will get going at 2, and it'll be a blast.
So where does the race actually start? What part of the river?
We're not going to tell everybody because safety reasons
Okay.
and this and that. We want people to come to Tap Out
Okay.
and watch it on the screens.
Sure.
And
Okay.
with the GoPro, you'll see it live.
Yeah.
And we have the designated people to catch the ducks with
Yeah.
the net. We have the designated people to drop them off.
Mhm.
We don't need 50, 60 people
Oh, sure.
standing on the rocks falling in.
Or throwing,
Little ducks.
their own
Right.
ducks in there.
Right.
Or little boats.
So we
The
made the
speedboat going to
decision not,
the-
it's a secret.
It's a secret. So it's the super secret ACCB Friday duck race
That's it.
at Tap Out-ish.
Quack quack.
That's going to be fun. They had I don't know what a duck race. Where we used to live in Georgia, they had dragon boat races, which were almost the same setup. People would make these little, I guess, boats designed after dragons from like China, and it was a lot of fun. So I remember just everyone having a whole lot of fun with it. So if you've never been to a duck race and you've been to a dragon boat race, or if you've never been to either, just go. Buy a duck.
Yeah,
Get in
it's
there.
$10.
It's $10.
Buy a duck for somebody that does want to go.
Yeah, there you go.
Buy a duck for maybe somebody needs a day out
Yeah,
and have a little fun, and they can't
a proxy duck. as
they
it were.
can't
They can't
do
get
it
out.
themselves for
Yeah.
financial reasons and
Yeah.
sponsor a duck.
Or a memorial duck for someone maybe who has passed in your life.
Yeah.
So that's nice to do. There's a lot of things you could do. That's pretty cool though. That sounds like a lot of fun. And I
think
guess
it will be.
one of you guys will be posting if you already know which YouTube channel it's going to be streamed on. Send me a text.
It's gonna be the tap out YouTube channel, which we haven't created yet.
Okay. Well, when it's created, I'll throw it out there too.
Okay.
To get it out there. Sure. That'll be fun.
And then one more thing we've integrated into this duck race and the Easter thing and everything else. We did a fundraiser last year for cell phones.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember the old cell
I
phones?
remember that, yeah.
And it was very successful.
Yeah.
Well, the need is back.
Yes.
The need is back. So we are asking anybody that has a used cell phone, and what it's used for is for the students to do their homework.
Sure. Yeah.
If they can bring it either Tuesday to the pre-bet table,
Mhm.
they can bring it Friday to the races,
Right.
or they can bring it to the wine tasting.
Yeah.
We'll be glad to take them from them, make sure they get to
Sure.
where they need to go.
And they really do need that. These if you have a
Tablet, cell phone,
tablet,
smartphone, all that.
phones, even
Anything.
older computers.
Yeah.
Whatever you have that can that could work. I think I've personally given away about 24 phones. I get them and
Why would you have 24 phones?
oh, I just I have phones, laptops, computer. I've given a lot of them away for that very reason. They're
Nice.
up there. They can't learn without access to the distance learning program here. So
Yeah.
it's all great and fine, that the government is doing this distance learning thing, but without any access to it, it's kind of useless. So yeah, bring your old phones and tablets and whatever you have to Tuesday Market.
Yeah, I mean that one phone could change a kid's life.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and it's bring it anyway, even if you know if it won't work the way you want it to. You know, maybe you're a gamer, right? And you have an old iPhone 5 that just doesn't have the processing power to play your games. Maybe they're lagging or whatever. That will work for the online learning. It doesn't take much resources. So if you got something sitting around, just bring it.
And I think a lot of people are like, it's been on their list to buy themselves a new phone because they're tired of their old phone. So make that a priority. Go get that new phone and then donate your old phone to a kid's
ACCB.
future.
Yeah. And get a duck along the way.
And get a duck.
Yeah.
There'll also be a drop-off box at Big Daddy's for the cell phones and tablets and those things too. So anytime you can just drop it off. That looks like a sweet phone. You want to drop that off?
This?
Yeah.
It looks like a sweet phone. This is an iPhone 7, right? They're up to like 12 now.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, how come you don't upgrade? It's like, well, first of all, I don't have an extra $1,500 laying around. Second of all, it works.
Nice, exactly.
It still works. So if it ain't broke, right, don't fix it.
Can we talk about membership and what we do?
We still got a good 20 minutes or so here. So yeah.
Like I said, we're almost up to 50 people, and just a really good group of people that work. And what we do at our meetings, we meet the second Wednesday of every month, and it's been at the Stone Cabins, Casa Vieja, and we don't have any plans to change.
Yeah.
And we always have a really interesting speaker, and we always try to.
Yeah. Sometimes they even show up on time.
Yeah. This week was. Oh, that's right. You were one of our speakers.
Got there like an hour late.
Let me take that back. Yeah, no. This week we had Gilda, who is the supervising agent at Multibank, and I've never seen our group so locked into the conversation. There wasn't any side conversations going on. She was so interesting, and she talked about things that we all do as bank transfers. I mean, so many of us do bank transfers.
Sure, yeah.
And how they work and how they don't work with the intermediate banks. Is that what she called them?
Yeah.
And why some banks have more problems than other ones getting money to here. The different things you need to get accounts open, what they can slide on, what they can't slide on.
Yeah.
It was just really, really a great 30 minutes of conversation.
Well, you always see people asking on the expat groups, what do I do? And the biggest hurdle that I consistently see is the banks wanting a reference letter from your bank in your passport country, usually United States or Canada, and a lot of the people, like, my bank doesn't do that. They don't do that. And I know some banks they accept a printout of your last 6 months worth of statement. Some just so I gotta imagine that was a really interesting conversation. It's a good topic.
Yeah, and I can tell you that I'm not going to say the bank's names, but when I first moved down here, it's exactly what happened. The bank I was in didn't want to give letters, and their bank transfers were terrible. I couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
And when I went to Multibank, they said, well, here's our sheet. That's got to go through this intermediary bank and this one and this. I went back to the United States and I switched banks. And it's like living the dream. Transfers are 30 seconds and no problems. And it depends who works with who. So, I mean, lots of good information. And we have speakers. Like when you spoke and telling us about the COVID and what the rules and this and that. See, I was listening to that.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. So we try to do that with our membership.
Yeah.
Anybody that's interested, please come on the second Wednesday of the month. Or of all the posts that we post on all the different groups, it's got my phone number and Linda's phone number. Yeah. Linda's the vice president.
$30 per year plus about $11 or $12 for
$11 the first time for a shirt with your name on it.
And they're snazzy shirts.
Yeah.
They're real spiffy looking.
Yeah. So I mean, the dues are nominal.
Yeah.
Just to collect dues basically.
Yeah.
It's $30 a year, and if you're looking to join an organization and you can't decide because there's too many, we work with all of the organizations. Yeah. So if you're like, I'd like to give a little here and do, but we'd fit you perfectly because we work with everybody. as Mark said, we collect money, we raise money just to give the money away to other organizations.
Yeah. And like I said, I've learned this last few months. I love Boquete. I've been there 3.5 years, and the people are so kind and friendly. But even the difference in the religions and stuff, that everybody works so well together. And I was thinking about this last night, that when we raised our $1,000 for the people up in Sarapunta, Dr. Dan took all the food, everything that we bought in, he bagged everything, and he took his vegetables. And so there's one sect. My rabbi steps up and cooks 600 cookies, and now he's doing Easter eggs.
Well, this is a very, Boquete is an incredibly generous community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, you don't ever hear of a lot of, bochinche, when it comes to the charities, to who's doing what for who. I mean, once in a while you do, but for the most part, once in a while you do. We haven't done a show on that yet. Maybe you and I will do that, Chris.
That'd be fun.
But for the most part, though, everyone's trying to help somebody. And there's a lot of need here. There's a lot of people groups and the indigenous community that there's always a need. And this community has consistently stepped up and has helped, even with the items, with the charities that you guys do, and with the first responders and the police and the fire departments. I know that you guys were involved in setting them up down there at the checkpoint. A big influence down there, and it's, I guess, it's easy to look at the needs that are in this community, and sometimes it's kind of overwhelming, especially when there's a natural disaster. I mean, things were bad enough between the pandemic and the downturn in the economy, and then the tail end of a hurricane comes in and wipes everything else out. But you've got organizations like the ACCB that come in, and they don't judge their recipients based on religion or politics. Do you have a need? And I think this is why everyone kind of works together. Whether it's Daniel. Dan's been on this show 3 or 4 times already. He does great things in this community as far as his global food providers. You guys have been on the show, Chris. Well, you're always here, but
I'll give you another great example. I mean, it's a terrible situation, but a great example. We lost a member last month. Frank Lugo.
Yeah.
So we had a benefit at Big Daddy's. Excuse me. We had people that came that weren't members of ACCB. We had people that weren't members of Frank's church. We had people that did know Frank and some people that didn't know Frank. And the outpouring of love was amazing.
Yeah.
We paid for all the funeral expenses and what was the other check I wrote? Funeral expenses and
probably administrative thing. I know that you have to, his body removal.
Well, it was the body had to go to Penoname and then back. Oh, the hospital bill. That's what it was. So the hospital bill and the funeral, so it covered all the expenses, plus we had a little bit left to give to the family. That was in a 3-hour period.
I know. It's great here.
The people came out of the woodwork to help. I mean, that's what makes it so great to be part of. And we're just the avenue and to help do that happen.
I know every time I have someone from the ACCB on, I always ask for a brief historical account, how you guys got started. Joe had given us that a while ago, I think, when Linda was on. Hi, Linda. Still listening? You still listening? You still there? Are you there? Are you there? Okay. How did you guys get started?
Well, Joe and Linda started it, and Joe's a retired police officer.
Yes.
So their first goal was to help the fire, police, EMTs, and that's what they did for a lot of years, and then basically outgrew what they were doing. They were doing that, and then our fundraisers were good, and we had more money, and we were looking for things to do with it, and we saw what the different needs were, and then all of a sudden, like I said, the other charities were coming to us and saying, "Can you help us?"
Yeah.
Why would we not?
Sure.
We've given money to the couple of the police officers that were killed, and if I were hurt, we have a memorial fund that we help the families with that. So it blossomed to one of the bigger groups here in Boquete that just does a lot of stuff, and we're always having fundraisers, and we're always doing things just to, and 100% of the money goes back. 100%.
Right. Yeah. There's no, no one gets paid.
Yeah. There's no administrative fees.
There's no administrative fees. Yeah. So it's basically all volunteer.
Yeah.
On every aspect is all volunteer.
And the things that we're trying to do this year, now that we're trying to get back to normal, here's what's on our agenda to try to get done. First of all, whenever the theater at Tap Out gets built and finished, then we will try to do as many things. Linda said she's still listening, by the way.
Oh, okay.
We're going to try to do as many events, the Tuesday Talks or whatever, and just try to, whatever we can get to raise money, we'll do there, number one.
Right. Okay.
Number two, we used to do Oktoberfest.
Right, I remember. I did
Oktoberfest,
security for Oktoberfest 2 years ago.
And Oktoberfest is a big money maker for
Sure.
us, which is it's a large event, this and that. Well, obviously this year nothing happened.
Right, yeah.
So we've been in talks with everybody, the right people, to try to get this worked out. And we, at this point, we're possibly going to do a fall Oktoberfest.
Okay.
That's in the possible range.
Right.
And we hopefully, with better odds, we are going to do a Spring Fest in spring of 22.
Okay.
It'll be very similar to Oktoberfest, but springtime.
Springtime.
So number one, we won't have the rain
Right.
that we fight every year at Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't rain in October here.
yeah, same idea. Make money and give it away.
Yeah.
So the Oktoberfest is, and the Spring Fest are the two things we're trying to do. More stuff at the Tap Out once it gets open, and then we're going to try to do a poker run. We used to do poker
Oh,
runs.
I love poker runs.
So we're trying to schedule that. Like this year, we didn't do an Elvis party. We did last year at Big Daddy's, the Valentine's. Too many little things that you can't get the people to come out. So we're trying to make bigger events, so there's less of them, but bigger events, and make money to distribute.
And so that Spring Fest and the Oktoberfest, will that be back in the Feria building again?
Well,
like
that's
was?
what we're hoping.
You're hoping
Yeah.
for,
I mean, there's been some changes over there, too. So
Yeah.
we have to clear. That's where we're at. We're in the process of making sure things are available and this and that.
And if you want to, if you're hearing these events, you're like, wow, I'd love to get involved. Come to our next meeting, the second Wednesday of, I guess, April, and or even before, contact Mark or myself or Joe or Linda, or reach out, or even if you don't know our contacts, everybody knows Al's contact, and he can connect us, so we can just tell you a little about who is ACCB, and if answer your questions. Maybe you know of a group that, like, hey, I know these people that need help. How do I put their ring in the hat in the ring? What is the expression?
Hat in the ring.
Hat in the ring. So if you have any questions, that please get in touch with us.
I would suggest you do that anyway, because an hour radio show isn't enough time to really talk about everything that you guys have done, and I know people might have more questions. They may not know the extent of the involvement that you have in the community, or what ACCB has done for local law enforcement. And there's a lot, there's a lot to talk about, and there's a lot that you guys have done. So by all means, don't just go by the occasional hour radio show. Get a hold of these guys. They have a website too,
And the Facebook page.
and Facebook, and just scroll through it instead of doom scrolling through your feed and getting angry at all the problems in the world. Scroll the ACCB Facebook page.
And there's contact numbers there,
And there's
too.
contact numbers. Yeah, there's pictures, tons of pictures and videos, that you can look at.
When are you going to join, Al?
I thought I had. I thought I did a year and a half ago. Me and another guy, we were talking to Joe and Linda, and they said, yeah, we have a couple of slots left in the charter member area, and the other guy said, okay, we'll take care of that. And I wasn't the money end of that, so.
Well, either he or Joe has your money, because I'm the treasurer.
So and it might not have even been. It might not have. It might have fell through the cracks.
It did.
look on a list. You know, if I'm listed as a member, I'm a member. If I'm not, well, we'll have to remedy that.
Yeah, I looked previous to this because I remember when the conversations were going on that you were going to join and stuff.
Yeah, it was a business.
Right.
Join as a business, and I guess that was never done. So my apologies.
That's right. You give us the support we need on the radio too, which we really appreciate.
Yeah, thank you.
You
Thank
guys
you,
are, and thank Chris. Chris, the Chris Young Culinary Empire, sponsored the show since day one. And we wouldn't be here without Chris. And
Well, you're so good, you would have found somebody else.
I don't know. Yeah,
I
but
can't-
we're friends though. So it's nice to have someone that we can cut loose at the beginning of the show with.
Yeah.
"Hello, sir, how are you? I'm doing well. How are you? Nah, screw that. But no, it really has been. It's been close to 2 years that we've been doing the show, and when Chris told me that the ACCB now was going to come on board as a sponsor, I was like, wow, that's you got two organizations here that are really do a lot. I had a thing I used to call you, and I can't remember it. The president of promotions. I had this whole long thing that I had did because Chris and through Tap Out and Big Daddies and Boulder, there's always something going on. There's always something being done for the community. There's always
Part of our business model is to give back to the community, and that's why we do have a lot of these charity events. And even before I was involved with ACCB, I worked with them and many other charities, and I like to do one once a month just to help somebody something, because I feel like it's just the right thing to do.
We can pay it forward.
Yeah.
And that really is it comes down to that's really the right thing to do. And with what you have been doing over the years, and now with ACCB as sponsors of the show, I think we'll be here for a while. For a while longer, yeah.
So we went over a lot of things. Can I just give three important things?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
We went over a lot of stuff.
We got about 8-7 minutes, so yeah.
So next
recap.
Next week there's only 3 things they need to remember. Tuesday at the market, if you want to pre-bet on your duck, or bring cell phones. Okay.
Or tablets or...
any of that stuff on Tuesday, 9 to 12. Tuesday night is bingo. Doors open at 5. Balls drop at 6.
La Posada.
And then Friday is the duck race.
Quack, quack.
From 2 until... doors open at 1. Registration 1:30. The ducks drop at 2. And
careful.
And it'll be fun. And we hope we sell out all the ducks, and you can buy, like I said, you can buy as many ducks as you want.
So the ducks are $10,
right?
And then it's a $5 entrance fee.
Correct.
Right.
And you get a free drink with.
And you get a free drink. And to the people who have sent me texts in the last 20 minutes, yes, there is going to be someone collecting the ducks. No, they're not going to be left in the river.
No.
That was our number one concern before we move forward with this. We will be collecting the ducks. We are not into polluting the river or anything like that. So without that in place, we wouldn't be doing this.
It would be a non-starter.
It would be, if we didn't figure out a solution for that, it would probably be in a bathtub with a fan blowing, and we'd be out here asking for somebody to volunteer their bathtub.
Really, bathtub duty.
I just want to let you know how important you are. My producer, Linda Hart, she said, "Great suggestion from Al, a memorial duck. We'll name the duck after Al."
Nice.
Oh, Linda, you're fantastic.
It's like bid for Boquete.
And you need to keep reminding Joe that you're fantastic, lest he forgets. Not that we ever do, but thank you for all you do, Linda. You and Joe. So it's $10 a duck, $5 for the entrance fee. You can watch them at the wonderful giant screens over at Tap Out. The bingo's a $15 buy-in, you said?
Well, it's 5 at the door. Oh, bingo, I'm sorry.
Bingo.
15, yes.
$15.
And that covers you for the whole night.
That is very cool. That is very well.
And if we get 100 people, you could win lots of money.
Well, bingo's always fun.
Yeah, people said they didn't care what the payouts were, but we still want to give payouts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of these, when you get down to the base of it, these are all our social events. And these are things that we've been in dire need of,
Yeah.
you know, for the past year. You know, I know that people complain about various things, you know, nobody wants to wear these masks, you know, but I think the thing that we all miss most is that camaraderie, you know, just going and just talking to your friends and socializing. You know, and I know that we do have the limits that we have. We have the biosecurity measures and all that, but you know, Mensa is allowing these things to take place, so you don't have to worry about, you know, clandestine meetings. You know, this is all legal and approved, and I know that you guys are going to be following all the safety things. And this is something that this community needs. You know, we need to be able to meet. You know, I'm looking forward to when we could start playing live music again, or when we could bring karaoke back to Big Daddy's. I've got hundreds over the last year. Hundreds of messages. When are you doing karaoke again? When are you doing karaoke again? You know, and that, like these events, this is an opportunity for, you know, us to get together and to say, hey, how you doing? Maybe we can't be doing handshakes, hugs, and pats on the back, but we can do that virtual hug, right? You know that.
Yeah, you know how those theme parks, when you're waiting in line for the roller coaster, have those misters.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we get that and fill it with rubbing alcohol, and then we can.
Like,
maybe Mensa would let us have dance parties if we had those going.
There was one at the checkpoint. Who knows what happened to that one?
I'm joking for anybody who's like, that's
right
a terrible idea. I'm joking, okay?
Well, all you got to do is have someone douse in alcohol, light a cigarette.
Yeah.
Look at them go.
You know those foam parties?
Foam parties.
There we go.
There you go. Well, we like I said, we got a few minutes to kill here. Is there anything, Chris, that you wanted to let everyone know about what's going on? I know we were talking the other week about Garaje Negro burgers and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna next week. It's El Garaje Negro is the non-competitive bicycle shop that Pepe started behind Tap out in the garage. He's there on Tuesdays from 9 to 12, and then Saturdays 12 to 6, I believe.
12 to 6,
yeah. So you can go and get your bike tuned up. He does workshops. He does just. We actually did a bike ride on Sunday. He wasn't there, but there was a few of us that went out. It was just nice just to get out Sunday afternoon, ride a bike. I have an event coming up for dinner time on the 19th at Boulder 54. So after your duck race, go over. There's a new chef in town, and this guy and I are working on a special needs cooking school/catering program.
Wow.
And so anyway, he wants to showcase his talents. He's a very talented guy from Dallas, and his style is kind of like Tex-Mex meets Mediterranean. Anyway, he has a very it's a 4 or 5 course menu.
Wow.
$40. He's offered to donate some of that to our handicap cooking class, our special needs cooking class. Program, which we've sold. We're doing another event, 4 chefs, and it started out as 2 chefs and a sheep is how it started out.
There's a joke in there from Alabama.
It's transformed into 4 chefs and a couple lambs. So there's Richard from Sugar and Spice, myself, a chef from Miami, Ben, the chef from Texas, and we're going to be drawing a cooking style of how we're going to cook the lamb, and then we go in front of the judges. We serve 4 plates, $18. The judges' seats were quite a bit more, and that money is going to go towards the special needs program. Super exciting stuff working, and
that's so cool.
It is cool. It's great.
Ben actually has a background in that. He
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Also, his background was working with special needs kids to train them and teach them in the restaurant industry to eventually place them in a job, and for me that kind of hits home. My brother is special needs, and his aunt is special needs, and so and as I start talking in the community, I'm learning about more people who would be interested in doing this, and I just think it's great in the community. It's difficult when you're rejected, and a lot of kids that have special needs are not. They don't necessarily fit in. Kids can be cruel, and
it's difficult enough when you're perfectly able to find acceptance in that that age bracket.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic, man. That is great.
And I just have one quick community service announcement for Morton's.
Mm-hmm.
We have matzah It showed up today. So anybody that wants matzah for Passover, it showed up. And for you two guys, you can have all the free bread you want from the 26th to the 3rd. If you can figure out how to get in, because we'll be
during
closed.
Passover.
We'll be closed. Challenge accepted.
You heard it on the radio.
Meet me
If
with
we
the
can
ladder.
figure out how to get in.
Meet me with the ladder behind the place
All
on the
right.
27th. Yeah, we'll get in. We'll leave some money on the dresser
Okay.
for you. Yeah. All right, it's 11 o'clock. We're about done here. Just a quick recap. Duck race on Friday. Tuesday is going to be the bingo. And this has been BoqueteNOW Talk Radio, sponsored by Big Daddy's Grill and the ACCB on Radio Cherokee 103.3 FM. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and we will see you next week.